At this time, Kim Bao cried out woof woof pitifully. Na said to Duan Fei, Kim Bao said he wants to go with you. It seems that he is not very obedient, or should I use my power to control him? Kim Bao heard Na say that and quickly flapped his wings and flew away. Alright, we should also set off for the center of Tanshuyan. Na heard this and looked at Duan Fei, only to find that he was shining brightly. Then Duan Fei used his shadow-killing power to wrap Na and quickly moved in the dark. Then Na realized why Duan Fei could avoid zombies. His eyes and ears. Duan Fei opened a hole to observe the outside. It would probably take 10 minutes to get there, then he summoned the system interface to check. There were too many variables in Tanshuyan, he still had to prepare well in advance. Killing the king flower plus the evolution points he had accumulated over time. He now had a total of 20.165 evolution points. Duan Fei decided to still take strength and agility as the core. Strength increased to LV7, consumed 5.000 points, leaving 15.165 points. Agility increased from LV6 to LV7, cost 3.000 points, LV7 to LV8 cost 5.000 points, leaving 7.165 points. The other attributes, except spirit, were all upgraded comprehensively. He immediately exited the evolution system point. The attribute increase affected his body immediately. From within his body, Duan Fei suddenly emitted a large amount of purple energy. Duan Fei could not bear the pain and screamed. Na saw this and was worried. She asked, I didn't expect that upgrading would be so terrible. Although I'm still level F now, I feel like I've reached level D already. At this time, in the center of Tanshuyan, only 4 figures were seen searching for something on the street. It turned out that this 4-person team also came to look for relics in the center of Tanshuyan. The entrance to the relic was right nearby. Amin saw it and said Amin touched the ground with one hand and used his level up power, which could detect the density of objects and control the molecular structure within them, changing their density. Boss, there's indeed a huge space below here which coincidentally can be used as an entrance. Good, then open an entrance right here. The blonde-haired man used his power again and an entrance immediately appeared in front of them. The aura emanating from the entrance made people shiver without being cold. The 4 people did not hesitate and prepared to go down to the relic. At this moment, Duan Fei was using his shadow-killing skill and quickly set off. What's going on? Suddenly there was a strange stream of energy, and Na said. I also felt a little scared. The evolution tree also reacted strongly just now. Could it be that the thing it noticed is right there? On the way, Duan Fei found a grade D beast monkey that was burned to death. He guessed that it was caused by those people with unknown origins. It seemed that these people came here with a purpose, and coupled with the strange stream of energy just now, it was very likely that the relic had been opened. The purpose of these people was also the same as his. They all came for the relic in Qinxian. A while later, Duan Fei arrived at the entrance of the relic, and sure enough someone had already gone in. Na, I can't predict the situation below, or should you wait here for me? Na also wanted to go down with him. Duan Fei said, I know, then follow me closely. Then Duan Fei jumped into the relic. Remember not to be too far away from me. Na nodded, and looked at Duan Fei with admiration. At a fork in the road, there were a few puppets lying on the ground on the right side. Duan Fei analyzed and decided to go to the left. It seems that they are not many people, so they chose one road. Right now, it's safer to avoid meeting them for the time being. These armors might be war puppets. Judging from the situation on the other side, these armors were not decorations. Na, you wait here for a while, I'll go in and take a look first. Duan Fei had just walked past, and a red light flashed from the eyes of the armor, ready to attack Duan Fei. Duan Fei dodged and fought back, only to see Duan Fei activate his shadow-killing skill, and all the puppets were instantly split apart. Last time we talked about Duan Fei, he activated his shadow killing skill and smashed them because the puppets did not like and subscribe. At this moment, Anna looked at the puppet and seemed to discover something. She held a blue thing in her hand and asked Duan Fei, "What is this?" Then Duan Fei also took something out of the chest of the puppet and said, "This should be what makes these iron armors move. I remember this is an energy crystal. This kind of crystal contains a lot of energy, but this is only the lowest grade, and it has no practical effect," he said and threw it away. The little girl now was greedy and heard that she was disappointed. "So I picked it up for nothing," she said angrily and dumped all the crystals on the ground. At this moment Duan Fei noticed something wrong and told Anna to stay away a bit. Only saw a huge grade E war puppet walking towards them. Without saying a word, it drew its sword and slashed at Duan Fei. But the sword went through Duan Fei's body, and the puppet saw him disappear in front of his eyes. It angrily said, "You have no martial arts." Then Duan Fei appeared behind the puppet, ready to smash its energy crystal and make it lose its ability to move. The puppet noticed Duan Fei's intention, grabbed a shadow, and then emitted a powerful stream of energy from its body. Duan Fei noticed something unusual and quickly retreated. This one was indeed different from the others, it even knew how to protect its own crystal. Duan Fei rushed to the puppet and intended to use a physical attack, but he saw Duan Fei turn into a purple light and attack the puppet. With a bang, the puppet lost an arm. Then, Duan Fei jumped up and kicked the puppet's head. The puppet's head was smashed in an instant, and the puppet went to heaven. Then Duan Fei went to the puppet's place, thinking that the war crystal of this puppet would not be a low-grade one. He opened it and saw that it was indeed a medium-grade energy crystal. There was also something that looked like a stone tablet. Duan Fei threw the medium-grade energy crystal to Anna for storage, and the stone tablet seemed to be incomplete, probably missing another half. He couldn't see what information it contained right now, so he had to find the other half. Suddenly, the stone tablet emitted a dazzling light, and then the ground shook. A staircase appeared in front of them. Then the stone tablet lost its light. It seemed that the stone tablet was leading them to find the other half. "Anna, let's go down and take a look." Then they went down. Duan Fei immediately saw that there were spider webs and countless giant spiders inside. Anna looked at the scene in front of her and said, "The spiders are so big, and there are many small spiders around. They look scary. Anna, leave this to me for storage, stay here, don't move, I'll deal with those spiders." Then Chi Chu's E-level hand recognized Duan Fei and wanted to rush to attack him. A large number of spiders rushed to Duan Fei, but they were quickly rescued. The E-level spiders were too weak for Duan Fei. At this time, Duan Fei was fighting and thinking that he would meet the other group soon. To ensure that there were no mistakes, he had to find a prop that could enhance his combat power in the ruins as soon as possible. Why did two people from that group come here before me? Could it be that they also have intelligence that knows the secret in the Qinxian Center? It doesn't seem like a coincidence. I need to make the evolution tree stronger quickly. Only then will I have confidence to deal with them. Now I still have to deal with this mutant spider before solving the mystery in the stone tablet. Duan Fei used a thunder dragon poison electric attack and killed the mutant spider on the spot. Wow, brother Duan is so good, he killed this big spider in 1 second without anything. He just happened to know its weakness. Duan Fei looked at the stone tablet in his hand and thought, it's exactly as I guessed before. The other half of the stone tablet is here. Besides the stone tablet, I also got a mental crystal that can increase my mental power by 10% forever. It's not bad, but it's not very useful for me. This crystal is useless for me, but for Anna who has mental power ability, it will be more effective for her. Then Duan Fei asked Anna to give him the stone tablet. Then he gave her the mental crystal. and Na's eyes widened as she looked at the shining crystal in her hand and began to absorb it. Then Na was wrapped in blue energy from the crystal. And Na felt full of mental power. She could manipulate 100 viewers to like her at once. Duan Fei explained that this crystal increased her mental power, so her ability would improve. Then Duan Fei held 2 pieces of stone tablet and tried to put them together. When the 2 pieces of stone tablet fit together, a light beam came out of them and shot straight into the sky. A 3-dimensional image of an inverted pyramid appeared in front of Duan Fei and Na. I didn't expect this to be a 3-dimensional map of the whole relic. Those threads must be the paths, yellow and red, probably corresponding to rewards and dangers. The largest yellow ones are on the 3rd and 5th floors. I guess they are guarded by powerful beings. At this point, Na curiously asked, "How strange, why is there no way to the 3rd floor? It seems like it is an isolated floor." How strange, indeed there is no way to the 3rd floor. Duan Fei was still thinking, when Na suddenly reminded him, "Brother Duan, look, there is something at the big spider's place." They saw the circle where the spider was lying fall down. The way to the 3rd floor appeared. Duan Fei understood. It turned out that this stone tablet led to a secret path. At this time, the 3-dimensional image also shrank into a 5-pointed star. Duan Fei held the star and observed it, not knowing what it was, but he kept it anyway. Then he called Na to prepare to continue going down. The way to the 3rd floor had a spiral shape, it looked very deep, and they couldn't see the bottom. It emitted a strange air. At the same time, the 4-person team quietly arrived at the 5th floor of the relic. They came to a luxurious door. It seemed to be the final treasure room. The blonde looked at the large stone statue in front of the door and asked curiously, "It can't be that this thing can also move, right?" Blackhead looked exasperated. "This thing is stone, not like those armors. How can it move? And don't get too close, stupidity is contagious. Stop arguing, we have reached the end point." Inside it seemed very luxurious and imposing. In the room there was a huge crystal coffin, fixed by golden chains. Everyone tilted their heads to look at the crystal coffin. In the coffin was a beautiful white-haired girl who was sleeping soundly. She was still holding a round stone tablet in her hand, which was the divine stone arm that they were looking for. "Diamond, you go get it. No matter what happens later, prioritize protecting the stone tablet." The fat man answered. "Understood, little Ming. Blackhead, prepare for battle. You rats following behind us, come out. The disgusting smell on your bodies has been exposed." Then 3 people in black jumped out. These people belong to the Heavenly Disaster Organization. "You traitors who blaspheme against the gods, receive your punishment." An organization that only dares to hide in the shadows also dares to call itself God. Rats should hide under the sewers. The black-clothed man heard this and was very angry. He snapped and all 3 rushed up. The leader of the 4-person team, his hand wrapped in flames, said, "Absolutely can't let them come here. Use all your strength to protect Diamond from getting the stone tablet." The image changed. At this time Duan Fei's group had reached the 3rd floor of the relic. At the entrance to the 3rd floor of the relic, a strange air emanated. They all felt that there was a very terrifying air inside. Suddenly Duan Fei clutched his chest, his face full of pain. And Na worriedly asked, "Brother Duan, what's wrong with you?" "I'm fine, the evolution tree has a very strong reaction. It seems that there is something it wants ahead." Then Duan Fei used his shadow killing skill to go in and investigate. There was another original essence that was even higher grade than King Flower appearing outside like that. Next to it were 2 huge spears stuck down. Duan Fei decided to quietly absorb it. Now if he could avoid it he would try to avoid it. Duan Fei quietly approached while thinking, if I get the original essence, maybe the evolution tree will be able to evolve again. Then my strength will also increase. That way I can run to the 5th floor and compete for the final spoils with those people. Just as he was about to reach the original essence, it suddenly looked at him as if it had discovered Duan Fei. Duan Fei was very doubtful. Clearly he had hidden in the shadow. Why did it still detect him? At this time he only saw a large statue holding a spear walk over. Then it took the original essence and put it in its chest to fuse with it. Last time, we talked about the big stone statue that was about to merge with the original essence. The original essence flew to the head of the stone statue and embedded itself in its forehead, like a third eye. Duan Fei saw this and prepared to fight. He told Anna to hide in the shadows and planned to deal with the stone statue alone. He also told Anna not to worry. At this time, Anna was hiding in the shadows and could not see the situation outside. Later, the evolution tree might appear and absorb the original essence. Duan Fei did not want Anna to discover the secret of the evolution tree. Then he shouted. The stone statue swung a slash and cracked the ground. Duan Fei dodged easily and activated his power. He rushed to the head of the stone statue. It turned out that the original essence was controlling the stone statue with a rope. As long as he took out the original essence, the stone statue would not be able to move. He slashed twice, but the stone statue was not damaged. It seemed that this stone statue was much harder than those iron armors. Duan Fei realized that his weapons could not hurt it, so he put them away. He decided to limit its movements first. The original essence was not convenient to attack from a high place. He dodged and approached the stone statue. Suddenly, the stone statue turned its head and hit Duan Fei. Duan Fei was pushed back far away until he hit the rope on the wall and stopped. This stone statue was worthy of being level D. Its strength and reaction were greatly improved. Then, Duan Fei turned into a black shadow and quickly attacked the stone statue. The black shadow turned into a rope and wrapped around the neck of the stone statue. Duan Fei pulled the rope and appeared behind the stone statue in a cool way. The stone statue still wanted to struggle, but it was obviously not enough against Duan Fei's level 8 strength. Duan Fei pulled hard and threw the stone statue away, creating a blur. A loud noise rang out as the stone statue landed on the ground. You realize you can't win, so you want to run now? The next evolution tree is for you. Suddenly, the evolution tree flew out of Duan Fei's body, making him surprised too. The original essence saw the evolution tree in front of it and trembled with fear. Then, the evolution tree began to absorb it quickly. Suddenly, the evolution tree emitted a bright green light. Duan Fei looked carefully and was stunned. Was this the evolution tree? It was so beautiful that no one could resist it. He did not expect that the evolution tree's body was a girl. Then, the evolution tree pointed to the system interface in front of Duan Fei's eyes. Now, Duan Fei realized that he had met the final requirement and could evolve. Duan Fei chose to evolve without hesitation. Then, his body emitted a huge purple energy and the system reminded him that he had ascended to level E. His other attributes and skills all increased by 1 level. Looking at the requirement to advance to level D, Duan Fei sighed. It was not surprising that the evolution tree had a clear goal now. It would be much easier to improve his strength. He thought back to his previous life when he had to kill 10 ghosts to level up. He only survived by luck or death. Then, he looked at the evolution tree. At this time, it seemed like a spirit said, "Do you still call me an evolution tree?" The evolution tree nodded in agreement. "I want to ask you something about my reincarnation and why you chose me." The evolution tree replied, "Sorry, I can't answer your question right now. I don't have memories of all these things, but there is a voice in my head that tells me, as long as you don't stop evolving, you will know everything. My evolution is the key. No wonder you helped me many times, and also helped me to keep evolving." It seems that my memory is also connected to your evolution, so your growth is very important. Alright, with my current ability, I can't stay outside for long, I will return to the system now. After saying that, the evolution tree disappeared. Duan Fei still had many doubts to ask, but she probably didn't know about the Tong Duyet incident. He would ask about these things later when he entered the system again. Then, Duan Fei prepared to go find the other group of people. He released the stealth mode and let Anna out. Anna didn't know that Duan Fei had let her out, and was still cheering for Duan Fei to fight on. Duan Fei called her. She woke up and said in surprise, "Brother Duan, when did you stand behind me? Wow, you have already defeated the stone statue." Suddenly, the ground shook and a loud noise rang out. The ground cracked. 3 people were fighting in the air. At this time, team leader Along also noticed Duan Fei. He looked at Duan Fei and their eyes met with suspicion. Last time, we talked about Along and Duan Fei looking at each other with affection in the 5th floor of the relic. 2 groups of people were fighting for the treasure. When they reached the 3rd floor of the relic, Along fell to the ground and looked back at Duan Fei's group in surprise, because he didn't expect to meet anyone here. Then he found out that this place was a floor that they had never been to before. Duan Fei looked at the 2 groups of people in front of him and asked Anna, "Are they the people you met before?" Anna said, "The ones in black are, but I have never seen the guy with braided hair." Duan Fei guessed that there might be a 3rd group of people. At this time, the man in black said, "Hand over the divine stone arm quickly. Don't even think about it, you scum." At this time, the blonde reminded Long brother that they had injured Kim Kwong and hacked Dao severely and they were not their opponents now. It seemed that they were fighting for the treasure. At this time, Along suddenly turned around and said to Duan Fei, "Little brother, I'm very sorry. My name is Along and I dragged you into this mess. I really apologize. But I have an unreasonable request and I hope you can help us deal with the enemy in front of us." Duan Fei said, "Why should I help you? The situation right now is that both sides are not easy to mess with." The blonde didn't understand and said, "What are you talking about Along? This guy is very tall but he is only an E level. Do we need to be so courteous?" At this time, the D-level man in black also mocked them, adding more people is useless. In the end, you will only die. Just now your team cooperated and only managed to deal with one of us. Now you add an E-level guy, do you think it will make a difference? Duan Fei, as they said, we are in a weak position right now. But I feel that you are not simple and that's why I invited you to join the fight. In the battle, I will try to protect you. Moreover, even if you don't join us, they will not spare you after they finish us off because they are. Zombie Duan Fei thought in his head, could it be that these people in black were really zombies? He observed carefully and indeed, they emitted a very special aura from their bodies, somewhat familiar, the original life form, he remembered, why did they have the aura of the original life form on them? Then, Duan Fei decided to help the 2 Long brothers. Moreover, he told Long that when he dealt with the enemy, he had to tell him what he knew. Next, Duan Fei rushed up. Long was startled when he saw that, and the person in black saw Duan Fei being so reckless, so he activated his weapon to finish him off. He only saw Duan Fei slashing out a few blades, easily chopping off the weapon that came in front of him from a person in black. He was about to finish him off, when suddenly another person in black attacked from Duan Fei's side, secretly shouting bad luck. A second later, there was a loud bang, and the person in black was blown away by a fireball. It turned out that Long had intervened in time. He was a level D mutant with a level A mutant ability. At this time, the person in black also realized something was wrong. How could a level E be so terrifying? Moreover, in a moment just now, he felt the power of God on him. Duan Fei looked at Duan Fei so calmly. Long reminded him to be careful a bit. Those monsters were not easy to deal with, this small wound was nothing to them. Duan Fei ignored the advice and rushed up again. Long looked up and saw Duan Fei start up. His mutant power immediately appeared in front of the person in black. The person in black suddenly felt uneasy. A second later Duan Fei raised his blade and slashed down. A person in black was just like that dealt with, making the blonde watching gape, eyes wide open. Long also sighed. Indeed not simple, maybe his strength was the strongest here. At this time, the system also popped up a notification, killed level D zombie, and received 600 evolution points. Another person in black saw that and said in horror, How could you not be level E? Why do you have an aura like God on you? It turns out that the original life form all call themselves God. Then did I kill God before? No way, God cannot be defeated. I have to kill you all. After saying that, he saw the weapon of the person in black stabbed into his body also quickly swelled up and emitted a very strong energy wave. Duan Fei saw that and remembered this scene had been seen at the original worm's place before. It was preparing to fight to death at that time. In the end, Duan Fei realized this and quickly told the Long brothers to take Anna away quickly. Hoa Mao saw that and immediately picked up Anna and left. Duan Fei looked at Long behind, still not leaving, and asked, "Why didn't you go?" Long said, "This guy injured my subordinate and this trouble was also brought by me. How could I run away halfway? I'll cover for you when the energy wave spreads out." The person in black had already upgraded to level C zombie. Duan Fei also reminded Long that this guy had reached level C strength. Be careful a bit. Then a level C zombie attacked them. Long fought while thinking clearly. Duan Fei was only level E, but facing level C zombies was still so easy. The zombie level C was burned by Long's fire but still not injured at all. Na proudly said, "Useless, useless, the power of God is invincible." Duan Fei said, "Then let you try the power of God, killer." Then Duan Fei jumped up, slashed down on level C zombie. Zombie level C, also not willing to be weak, held up a weapon, blocked Duan Fei's attack. Duan Fei was also very surprised. This zombie was stronger than the original worm he met before. It seemed that they were also getting stronger at an alarming rate, but he was not himself from before either. After that, Duan Fei activated his C-level zombie killer image and attacked several times. The mosquito often passed through the shadow and could not attack Duan Fei. Duan Fei attacked, and though he did not know the strength of Along's group yet, he could not reveal too much of his power in front of them. He had to find a way to probe Along's strength. Now he only used his image killer and personal attributes to deal with it. At this moment, the blonde-haired man next to him saw Duan Fei's action and said in surprise, "Is this reasonable for Brother Long? He must be a level E. Is this the North? Don't ask me, I don't know anything. A level E guy who can suppress a level C and beat him up." At this moment, Duan Fei punched a zombie and made his face crooked. The level C zombie was knocked into the wire mesh on the wall and stopped. Then he saw the level C zombie stand up again. Duan Fei said, "Its defense is high, my weapon now can't cause damage or critical hit to it." He had a way to deal with it, but he needed Along to buy some time. He needed to prepare for a while. Along nodded and said okay. In fact, this was a way for Duan Fei to probe Along's strength. If not, he just needed to use his psychic power to easily kill the zombie. Then Along activated his psychic energy barrier. The C-level zombie did not stay still. Along said, "Hurry up, I can't hold on for long." Duan Fei watched Along fight and thought in his heart, the fire system psychic power is really powerful. It can cause a very powerful explosion, attack on a very large range. With his later actions, this psychic power can help a lot. He had to find an opportunity to sign a psychic contract with him. Then he went to the side of the big stone statue and wanted to borrow the long spear of the stone statue. At this time, Along was dodging and attacking, but the C-level zombie was not injured at all. He was almost exhausted. At this time, the C-level zombie was also angry. Its eyes emitted red light, and it shot out several spikes. It rushed to attack Along. Long was horrified. He was about to be hit by the spikes. Duan Fei saw that and was worried. He had not gotten Along's psychic power yet. Along could not die. Then he threw the long spear hard. The long spear hit the sea-level zombie with a bang. Along looked at it and felt sorry for him. He said, "That's really powerful. I didn't expect him to be able to lift that long spear by himself." Everyone focused on looking and suddenly felt something was wrong. It was not dead yet. It still raised its hand to block the attack of the long spear. A loud noise rang out. One end of the long spear fell on the ground, creating a big hole. Along saw that and felt uneasy. It was over. The only chance had failed. Just then, Duan Fei pushed hard on the other end of the long spear. He still wanted to use the long spear to kill it. But his E-level strength was still a bit weak against the sea-level zombie before the long spear was pushed back. Suddenly, Duan Fei stopped his steps and backed away from the sea-level zombie, very suspicious. Why? Duan Fei still had strength left. It turned out that Along had helped push back the sea-level zombie in time. Seeing that it was Along, he sneered at him. He said, "Let me deal with both of you." Then he pushed the long spear with one hand and activated his fire system psychic power with the other hand. A loud bang sounded out. A huge flame burst out from Along's hand and turned into a force that pushed the long spear back. The sea-level zombie was pushed back again, but suddenly its body emitted red light in resistance. Along did not expect it still had enough strength to resist. Just then, a consciousness suddenly entered its brain and made it think that Anna was the cutest girl in the world. Duan Fei and Along noticed something unusual and seized the opportunity to push the zombie with all their strength. A loud noise rang out, and the sea-level zombie was finally hit. At this point, Anna also collapsed exhausted. It turned out that she had used all her strength to control the zombie. Along looked at the sea-level zombie that had died and also sat down exhausted. Duan Fei stretched out his hand to pull him up and said that it was hard work. He was secretly calculating how to imitate Along's skill. As the two held hands, a purple light suddenly appeared, and the system announced, "The contract has been activated. You have obtained the A-level fire system ability that we talked about last time." Duan Fei successfully stole Along's fire system ability. After dealing with the black-clothed man, Along also kept his promise and told Duan Fei what he knew. It turned out that these black-clothed men belonged to an organization called Disaster. They were very mysterious and their whereabouts were hard to track. Duan Fei asked doubtfully what their purpose was. He had never heard of this organization in his previous life. Along said he didn't know either. He only knew that they were constantly capturing zombies. At this time, He Dao supported Kim Kwong, who was seriously injured, and came over. Duan Fei thought to himself that this was as Anna had said, "So what about them? We are a mercenary group. We came here on a mission, but we don't know who hired us." Then, Along told Kim Kwong to bring out the fifth floor's treasure, the Godstone Arm. Along gave the Godstone Arm to Duan Fei and said that since he had dealt with Disaster, this thing should belong to him. The other team members were shocked by this. Along said that if it weren't for him, they might have died. At this point, Duan Fei raised his hand and said that he didn't need it, they should keep it. Without it, they couldn't complete their mission. He also admired Along's honesty. Duan Fei looked at the fire system ability in his hand, which was what he wanted. He then said that he had one more thing to ask Along for help. "This is my sister. My sister and I got separated, and I went everywhere looking for her. She just happened to come here by chance. You guys travel a lot of places, I hope you can help me pay attention." Along took the photo and said, "No problem, I will definitely do my best to help you." At this moment, Kim Kwong suddenly spat out a mouthful of blood. He was too badly injured and had to go back for treatment as soon as possible. Along saw this and had to say goodbye to Duan Fei, leaving his contact address. Duan Fei also said that he knew his teammates' lives were more important and told him to take Kim Kwang back for treatment quickly. After that, Along's team left. The blonde asked him if they were just going to leave like that. We have the advantage of numbers now, and he must have used up a lot of energy just now. He must have the treasure of this floor, why don't we rob him? Along said coldly, rob him? To be honest, even if we were in our best condition and worked together, we might not be his match in the fight just now. He hasn't even used half of his strength yet. The blonde heard this and said that he was indeed very surprised by him, but you are exaggerating a bit. After all, he is only E-level. Along said that only when he got close to him, he could feel a strong sense of absurdity, a hidden power that was hard to detect, that had nothing to do with his actual strength, that showed on the surface, and that gave people the feeling of relying on him. Duan Fei and Anna watched Along's team leave. Anna curiously asked Duan Fei why he didn't take their treasures. Duan Fei smiled and said that he had just interacted with him. He felt that Along was a good person, as if he had helped him once, although he hid his identity and probably had his own worries. When they reached the entrance of the relic, the blonde said to Along, if he was really as powerful as he said, why didn't he pull him into the heavenly net? Moreover, he also hid their true identity. If he joined, they would be able to accept missions with higher rewards. Along said that it was not time for the heavenly net yet, and they couldn't easily reveal it to outsiders. If the people above knew, they would be in danger. Moreover, he was a cautious person, who still kept his guard up against them. He had been probing his strength just now, deliberately showing weakness, and also taking advantage of it to consume his physical strength. Now they just needed to help him find his sister's whereabouts, and they could gain his trust. He wanted to be friends with him. Looking at Along's group leaving, Duan Fei said to Anna, they should do the same. Anna doubted and asked Duan Fei where they were going now. Duan Fei said that they had to continue exploring the relic, and use the spirit stones here to help Anna become stronger. He also thanked Anna for her help just now. Moreover, they hadn't found out the effect of this badge yet. Anna was happy to hear the praise, and raised her nose to the sky. Then, the two went to the 4th floor of the relic. When they reached the 4th floor of the relic, they saw a large number of intermediate puppets in front of them. Duan Fei told her to leave it to him, and it was just right to test his fire system ability. Anna looked at Duan Fei's hand burning with fire and was scared to move aside, afraid of being burned by the fire. Then, Duan Fei rushed in and started fighting. Duan Fei also tried to do like Along, turning the flame into a thrust force, spinning 360 degrees in the air, avoiding the attack of the puppet. Relying on his fire system ability, he could also move in the air for a short time, so he wouldn't be afraid of aerial combat anymore. Duan Fei fought while getting familiar with his fire system ability. He found out that the fire system had better wide-range damage. It complemented his shadow killing perfectly. When he was almost familiar with it, Duan Fei didn't want to waste time anymore. He used a big fireball technique and made a loud noise. The fire spread from Duan Fei's hand over a large area, and the puppets were instantly solved. Then he told Anna to start collecting spirit stones from them, and reminded her to be careful not to get burned. Anna happily said that this was her specialty. Suddenly Anna screamed and made Duan Fei pay attention. Duan Fei hurriedly asked Anna what was wrong. Anna held her bag of courage or cowardice and said sadly that the thing he told her to keep before had disappeared. Could it be that she dropped it just now? Anna said that she had zipped up her bag and it couldn't fall out. Duan Fei guessed that it had been absorbed by Anna. Then he told Anna to pick up the crystals on the ground and try to absorb them like before. Anna picked up a crystal and curiously said, "Can this also be absorbed?" Then the crystal disappeared. Anna opened her mouth in astonishment. It turned out that because of Anna's special nature, she would not kill zombies, but tame them. That way, she could not get experience to increase her level. Instead, she could directly absorb items with energy to help herself evolve. After knowing the reason, Duan Fei said to Anna, "This is your stage, hurry up and absorb these crystals and you will become stronger soon." Anna excitedly clenched her fist and asked, "Really?" Just then, from a distance, a zombie with a ferocious face was waiting for them. After absorbing a large amount of crystals, Anna successfully evolved to level E. Anna also happily said that she felt much stronger. At this time, from a distance, a cold air blew over strongly. Anna and Duan Fei both realized that there was the passage to the 5th floor. Duan Fei decided to go there and take a look. They quickly arrived at the 5th floor of the relic. In front of them was only an empty crystal coffin. Duan Fei guessed for sure that the treasure of this floor was inside, but it had been taken by Along's group. Moreover, there must have been someone guarding it inside. At this time, the cold air flew over again strongly. Immediately, a white-haired female zombie rushed over from behind. Duan Fei raised his hand and gave it a punch, knocking the white-haired female zombie away. Anna looked at it and was startled before she could understand what was going on. It turned out that this was the white-haired goddess in the crystal coffin. Then, the poor white-haired zombie crawled up again. Anna tried to use her ability but could not control it. Duan Fei told her to rest and leave the rest to him. Next, the white-haired zombie quickly rushed over. Duan Fei easily dodged the attack. The female zombie saw that Duan Fei seemed difficult to deal with, so she used her electric shock ability to prepare for an attack. Duan Fei saw this and immediately used his devouring ability. A large black hand covered the white-haired zombie and killed it instantly. Then, the system also popped up a notification. Suddenly, the round wall in front of them made a sound and moved. Then, the stone wall rotated. They saw that there was a 5-pointed star on it, shaped exactly like the badge before. Then, Duan Fei placed the badge on it. The badge immediately emitted a dazzling light and split into 2 triangles. Then, 2 projections of the relic appeared and a passage appeared behind the round stone wall. It turned out that there was another hidden relic. Duan Fei then led Anna inside. In the hidden relic, Anna said to Duan Fei, "Next, I can also fight with you." Duan Fei agreed that if they met a powerful opponent, they would fight together. If it was simple, he would leave it to him. Duan Fei calculated in his heart that if he met a suitable opponent, he would let Anna tame it, he would deal with the rest himself. Before that, he had used up all his energy to suppress Along's ability. Now he had to accumulate more fragments. As he was thinking, a level E zombie in the shape of a warrior appeared in front of him. The weakest ones here were also level E. It seemed that this hidden relic was much more dangerous than above. Then, Duan Fei told Anna to retreat behind him and summon his weapon to prepare for battle. With a bang, the zombie swung his axe hard. Duan Fei jumped back to avoid it and then rushed towards the zombie with his weapon. The zombie blocked Duan Fei's weapon with his shield but was killed by Duan Fei using his other hand with his devouring ability. After that, Anna was scared and pointed ahead, saying to Andon, "Look ahead quickly." They saw a group of zombies wearing soldier uniforms coming towards them. Duan Fei saw that and calmly said, "Don't worry, leave it to me." Then he activated his assassin skill, combined with his psychic power, and killed all of them in one bite. In a moment, the system also kept popping up notifications. Duan Fei looked and sweated with joy, while also using another psychic power for combat. His physical power also consumed more as a result, but the benefits were very rich. He had almost 40,000 evolution points now, and he had also collected a lot of psychic fragments. Anna also absorbed many energy crystals. Then, the 2 of them reached the end of the 2nd floor of the relic. The gate in front of them looked very beautiful and luxurious. The 2 of them prepared to enter and explore inside. Anna carefully opened the door, and also greeted politely, "Is anyone there?" "Anna is coming in." After that, a flock of owl cats flew towards them. Duan Fei was almost there at that time. Duan Fei saw that there were too many beasts, and wanted to tell Anna to hide in his shadow. Anna still insisted and said, Anna doesn't want to hide behind Andong forever. Anna has evolved and can take care of herself. A loud bang sounded, and the attack of the owl cat came. Anna dodged and avoided the attack, then her whole body emitted a blue energy, using her psychic power on the ground. An owl cat was being tamed by Anna. Just then, another owl cat rushed over, and immediately the owl cat that had been tamed by her rushed to block it. He had unconsciously regarded Anna as Xianu. He just wanted to protect the girl from his previous life. She was a strong person, stronger than him. She didn't know how many times she had been attacked because of him. Anna couldn't focus on taming, she could only dodge and complain. Just then, an owl cat came from behind Anna. There was only a loud bang and a white owl cat fell to the ground. Anna looked dumbfounded. The white owl stood up and shouted, same team, tell Anna to die. At that time, a big owl flapped its wings and attacked. Anna hurriedly jumped up to avoid it, but the white owl was not so lucky. Anna looked at it falling to the ground and angrily said, Hey, what are you doing attacking your teammates? Then the big owl landed arrogantly. The white owl saw that and immediately ran over to explain to the big owl, but it didn't listen to its explanation at all, and slapped it away with its wing. Duan Fei saw that this owl had high strength and told Anna to tame it quickly. Anna said that she didn't want such a bad friend. It turned out that Anna found out that this white owl had a huge amount of energy in its body and an S-level psychic power. It was the strongest owl here, but it seemed that it didn't know how to use this power. As long as Anna entered its consciousness and helped it awaken the sleeping power, it would transform and change. So Anna started to focus on taming it. Just when she was about to succeed, suddenly several owl cats rushed over. Duan Fei saw that and secretly cried out that it was not good, too late. Then right at that time, the white owl was successfully tamed. It turned into a white shadow and flew to where Anna was standing. It seemed to be relieved after seeing her safe, then dusted itself off. Anna and the white owl put their hands on their hips and proudly said, We are the best. At this moment, a few owls surrounded them, accusing the white owl of being a traitor. Anna saw this, and cheered it on, Don't be afraid, you are stronger than them. Then, the other owls attacked the white owl. The little cuckoo dodged a blow, and agilely avoided them in the air. Then, seizing the opportunity, it used its amazing speed to attack and defeat them all. Wow, little cuckoo is so good, I really didn't choose you wrong, Anna said. At this time, Duan Fei also said, Congratulations on finding a new teammate, but now is not the time to celebrate, there is a big guy coming soon, be careful. A huge owl cat appeared in front of them, as we mentioned before, a D-level owl cat, heading towards them. Duan Fei guessed that this was the leader. At this moment, Anna suddenly said in a serious tone, Brother Duan, leave it to me, this is the first battle of me and Little Cuckoo. Little Cuckoo heard this, and cold sweat dripped down its back. If you want to die, don't drag me with you. Duan Fei saw that Anna was so serious, and said, I understand, I'll deal with the others, you focus on it. Then, Anna controlled a little cuckoo, and excitedly said, I will show the enemy how powerful I am. Just then, the D-level owl cat clawed at them with a bang, cracking the ground. Little Cuckoo flew up to avoid the blow, then the D-level owl cat also flapped its wings loudly. Little Cuckoo was hit and lost its direction in flight. It barely stabilized itself. Suddenly there were two more owls attacking the Little Cuckoo. It felt uneasy. Just then, with a thud, Duan Fei attacked and saved the Little Cuckoo's life. Anna, don't be impatient, take it easy. You have to trust your teammate. Don't just try to force and control it. Okay, Anna understood. It turned out that when Anna first entered the Little Cuckoo's consciousness, he felt that it was very timid and insecure. Anna thought that by using coercion to make it fight, he could restore its confidence. But being invaded by his consciousness made the little cuckoo even more afraid and worsened the situation. Since childhood, little cuckoo had been regarded as a freak. Normally it was bullied and oppressed. Gradually it became afraid of everything around it and lost trust in others. Anna was like that since he had no parents since childhood. Because he was often laughed at and bullied, he was also afraid of being with others. Until he met Brother Duan, who really treated him as a good friend. So he didn't need to be afraid. He just wanted to be friends with him and take him away from here and show him the outside world. Little cuckoo dodged while listening to Anna's encouragement and gradually became brave and began to fight back. It rushed forward and hit the D-level owl cat with its head. Then it turned into a blue light and began to attack continuously. Duan Fei saw little cuckoo's attack and also marveled that Anna's teammate was really powerful. At this moment the D-level owl cat suddenly flew up, its body became bigger and the little cuckoo in front of it looked even smaller. Duan Fei saw this and told Anna to retreat or he would be injured. Anna said he wanted to stay with the little cuckoo and cheer it on. At this time the little cuckoo couldn't do anything to the D-level owl cat and could only dodge repeatedly. It seemed that dealing with a D-level opponent was still too much for it. It really couldn't do anything, then it had to do it himself. Just then the little cuckoo's body emitted a blue energy and with a swoosh turned into a blue light that flew towards the D-level owl cat. The blue light was like a storm that wrapped around the owl cat. The storm rocks flew everywhere and hit the owl cat, which spat out 2 mouthfuls of blood. Duan Fei was very astonished, because this was the S-level storm ability that was absolute in his previous life. The combat power of this ability was the highest. Then, the D-level owl was beaten and fell to the ground. Anna saw that, and reminded little cuckoo that this was a good opportunity. Little cuckoo seized the opportunity, and attacked the head of the D-level owl. With a bang, the D-level owl rolled its eyes, fell to the ground, and exposed its belly to the sky. After that, Anna and little cuckoo happily hugged each other. Duan Fei came over and praised Anna for being very good. He told her to go absorb energy first. Then, little cuckoo went to enjoy its spoils. Duan Fei curiously asked, Anna, how did you discover its potential? Anna said, as long as I activate my ability to manipulate thoughts, I can see the data of zombies. Then I can identify the strongest one and control it. It is a great ability, worthy of an S-level warrior. This energy can be used in a group battle, to instantly find the strongest strategist in the enemy side, and convert it to our side. Duan Fei responded, do you have the ability to restore other people's abilities? Anna said, I saw you restore the fire ability of someone before. Duan Fei did not hide it, and answered, that's right. Anna happily said, let Brother Don restore my ability, you will use it more powerfully than me. Then she stretched out her hand. Actually, Duan Fei had wanted to restore Anna's ability before, but he thought he had to explore the ruins first. So he chose to restore an ability that had better explosive power before. Now he had enough fragments of abilities to restore another one. This time he chose Anna. Then he grabbed Anna's hand and started to restore her ability. Last time, we talked about how Duan Fei held Anna's hand and prepared to restore her ability. But because Duan Fei did not press like, the system announced that the restoration failed. This made Duan Fei dumbfounded, not knowing what had happened. It turned out that the contract could not be used with zombies. At this moment, Anna also asked, did Brother Don succeed in restoring it? Duan Fei said, not yet. Suddenly, little cuckoo's body emitted energy and successfully evolved to E-level. Anna saw that and also praised little cuckoo. Duan Fei looked at Anna's innocence. After being together for a while, he had forgotten that she was a zombie. It was hard to imagine how she walked step by step with what kind of mood in her previous life. This time, he would not let her become a topic of judgment and debate for everyone. Then he led Anna to the next floor. They had been in the ruins for a long time and their physical strength was almost exhausted. Duan Fei decided to use shadow killing to scout the way and deal with any strong enemies himself. Then he activated shadow killing and devouring abilities. Anna stood there and watched in awe. Duan Fei also wanted to take advantage of this place to level up. Now he only needed 110000 more evolution points to reach level D again. Then he started to sweep through the old guys in the ruins to earn evolution points. At this time, in the refuge base, a man was knocked down to the ground by a blonde man who said arrogantly, "Call out your strongest guy to fight me. Isn't there someone called War God or something? Hurry up and call him out. If he is not here or does not dare to come out, then I will use you guys as warm-ups until he comes out." "What happened, Captain Ha?" Suddenly, some people from another refugee base screamed and wanted to fight with the war god who was causing trouble at our place. Captain Ha suspiciously came to look for Duan Fei, and at the same time, Duan Fei had reached the third floor of the relic. Duan Fei found out that there was only one place left that he needed to go personally to solve. He passed through the third and fourth floors, and got a total of 90,000 evolution points. The fifth floor also had more than 20,000. Duan Fei decided to improve his strength first, and then go to deal with the final boss. Then, he used all the evolution points, until he only had 3,000 exploration points left. He increased one more level and would reach level D. From level 8 to level 9, he needed 7,000 evolution points, and he was still missing 4,000. Then, the process of increasing his attributes began to affect his body. Duan Fei's whole body emitted purple energy, and he screamed in pain before calming down. Seeing this, Anna was both shocked and worried. Then, Duan Fei finished increasing his strength, wiped his sweat and said to Anna, "Let's go." Then they went to the fifth floor of the relic, the door leading to the final boss. This time it was quite dangerous, so Duan Fei told Anna to wait outside, and then opened the big gate. He was impatient and wanted to test his current strength. A huge snake-shaped mutant beast appeared in front of Duan Fei. The python did not say a word and opened its mouth wide. It rushed towards Duan Fei. Unfortunately, Duan Fei easily dodged it. Duan Fei jumped into the air and prepared to use 3/10 of his strength to kick down hard. The python fell to the ground with a thud, but this fall did not cause any damage to it. Then, the python continued to attack Duan Fei, and a man and a snake wrapped around each other tightly. At this moment, the python suddenly sprayed a large amount of green venom. Duan Fei used Shadow Kill to avoid the attack, then appeared behind the python and prepared to use 5/10 of his strength to strike. Duan Fei kicked the python hard, and a loud noise rang out. The python hit the wall hard, then spat out blood and shakily got up. It seemed that 5/10 of his strength was the limit that the python could endure. The python was unwilling to give up and opened its mouth wide again. It rushed towards Duan Fei, ready to fight to the death. Duan Fei saw this and used Psychic Devouring to finish it off in a second. He also accidentally picked up a treasure called Little Gourd. "You tell me, should we go in or not? We are both psychic types, so we can't open this door either." Just then, the big door opened with a bang. Anna quickly ran over and asked Brother Don, "Are you okay?" Duan Fei calmly said, "I'm fine. I have a gift for you." "What is it? What is it?" Then, Duan Fei took out a 6-pointed star badge and said, "This is a prop that is very suitable for your psychic power. Try wearing it." Anna happily accepted the badge and said, "How do I use this?" Duan Fei said, "Just say activate in your mind." Then, the scene around them began to change. Then they arrived at a different primal space. It turned out that this thing was equivalent to a spatial backpack. Anna could put zombies or corpses that she had tamed into the space and release them when needed. Just then her stomach growled loudly. Duan Fei said, "We've been busy for so long now, I'm hungry too, let's go upstairs and find some food first." Then they returned to the ground floor and came to the door of a supermarket. Anna said, "You eat first, I'll go clean up the zombies nearby for safety, okay?" Duan Fei walked carefully. After dealing with the python in the ruins, he still needed 2,800 evolution points to increase his exploration skill to level 9. After clearing the zombies around here, he could immediately evolve to level D. He needed to make himself stronger for the evolution tree, restore his memory. Maybe she knew some clues about XINU. At this time, in an alley in the city, a couple let a child to hide. The man wanted to take a car, and then look for supplies. It turned out that this man was a truck driver who had helped the protagonist transport goods at the beginning. As soon as the man prayed, the car started quickly, and a large zombie walked out from behind the car. At this time, his wife was also impatient and reminded him that it was dangerous. He turned his head and saw it, thinking that he was dead for sure. He closed his eyes and waited for death to come, but slowly opened his eyes and found that he was still alive. Duan Fei told him to get out of here quickly, or he would really die. With a bang, the large zombie was easily solved by Duan Fei. The man looked at Duan Fei and felt very familiar. He remembered that Duan Fei was the one who bought a truck of goods from him. Duan Fei curiously asked, "Why did you run here? Where is your family?" "My family is very safe, thanks to you. I listened to you that day and went home immediately. I escaped a disaster. But because I didn't stock up on food before, I had to risk going out to find food." Duan Fei understood the situation roughly and said, "Wait a minute. The noise just now attracted the zombies around." He said to everyone, "Back off and let me deal with them." Then Duan Fei was excited and looked at his evolution points. The system kept jumping and adding evolution points. Soon he reached the requirement of level D. At this time, Anna sat on the ground with her full belly and said, "I can't take it anymore. I can't eat anymore." Then Duan Fei brought the 3 people in and told them to eat and rest here. Later he would take them to the shelter. After Duan Fei finished his instructions, he went out to the balcony to rest and prepare for evolution. Then he entered the system space, but he didn't see the evolution tree. Duan Fei decided to upgrade to level D first, and then began to evolve. When he evolved to level D, all his skills were increased accordingly, and his attributes also increased. Finally, the system also popped up and asked him to evolve to level C. At this time, the evolution tree also appeared in front of Duan Fei and congratulated him. Duan Fei said, "You finally showed up. Have you restored your memory? Do you know anything about XINU? I don't have any information about the person you mentioned. My memory is still fragmented. I just restored some of it. The world you are in now is not the same world as your previous life." "What does it mean that it is not the same world?" Duan Fei was doubtful. Just then, Anna's voice kept coming in. The evolution tree saw this and said, "You should leave here. There are many things that I can't explain to you right now." After that, Duan Fei returned to reality and saw Anna leading Kim Bao to him. Then, he learned that the refugee base had some trouble, so he decided to go back to the base. He wanted to see how Tran Jia was being beaten up by that blonde guy who was arrogant. Was there anyone else here who could fight, except for a war god who didn't show his face? It turned out that the people with abilities in the base had been defeated by the blonde guy. Li Feng was very angry. He also wanted to go to the arena and fight with the blonde guy.